Welcome back to Hashtag That. I'm Olivia Barrios Johnson.
And I'm Michael Katzplin. From The Last of Us to Max Saturn, we're back with the latest entertainment news updates.
All that and more from Hamden to Hollywood. We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
From Hamden to Hollywood,
we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
With the cost of living going up, unionized workers at Disney World have rejected a contract proposal that would give them a $1 an hour raise each year over the 5 years of the proposal. 96% of the 32,000 Disney employees voted no to this contract. The starting minimum wage for a Disney worker is currently $15. Instead, union negotiators are demanding an immediate $3 an hour raise in pay. This would raise the starting wage to $18 an hour. The union also says that a $1 raise is not enough for the costly price of rent in the Orlando area.
After over a year of investigation, Alec Baldwin has been charged for involuntary manslaughter following the killing of the film Rust's cinematographer and wounding its director. While maintaining the stance that he did not pull the trigger, Baldwin's lawyer has revealed new information regarding this recklessness during his gun safety course. Baldwin was consistently distracted talking on the phone with his family and would only complete 30 minutes out of the 1-hour training sessions. A lot of the team were aware that Alec needed more training, which could have prevented this accidental shooting hours before the shooting took place. Half a dozen members of the film's crew walked off the set to protest what they viewed as harsh, unsafe working conditions. Despite this tragedy, Rust is set to continue production later this year, with Alec Baldwin remaining as the lead, but in a different location in wake of what happened, and hiring safety officers to prevent another incident.
Happy Black History Month! With Week 2 in full swing, the Recording Academy Honors held its second annual Black Music Collective event on Thursday, February 2nd. The Recording Academy honored Missy Elliott, Dr. Dre, Lil Wayne, and music executive Sylvia Rhone with the Recording Academy's Global Impact Award. The Black Music Collective was established in 2020 with the goal of amplifying Black voices and the advancement of Black music. At the event, there were many performances like Busta Rhymes, who performed the song Put Your Hands Where Your Eyes Can See, and Ciara, who performed some of her throwbacks like 1-2 Step. When Missy Elliott received her Global Impact Award, she was very appreciative when she said, quote, "This will never get old to me. I've won a lot of awards and I feel the same way," end quote.
After disappointment in the DC Extended Universe, fans now have a new hope in the DC Universe after CEO James Gunn released the first lineup of shows and movies in his new continuity titled Gods and Monsters. Kicking off this new lineup will be Superman Legacy, which he confirmed will not be an origin story and will be releasing on July 11, 2025. He also announced a new Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold, which will explore the relationship of Batman and his son Damian Wayne, aka Robin. We will also be getting Swamp Thing, which will be a horror movie, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And shows in this first wave consist of Waller, that will take place in between Peacemaker Seasons 1 and 2, Lanterns, which will star both Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, Creature Commandos, Booster Gold, and Paradise Lost, which will take place before the birth of Princess Diana. Gunn confirmed The Flash will reset the whole DCEU, and that Blue Beetle and Aquaman the Lost Kingdom will remain in continuity. Jason Momoa has confirmed his DC future, but it is unclear if he will remain as Aquaman.
This week, Haley Ruscio and Haley Wynn went to Quinnipiac's Student Artists League Arts Leadership Conference. Let's see what they have for us.
Hey Hashtag, I'm Haley Ruscio.
And I'm Haley Wynn.
And today we are here at the Student Artists League Arts Leadership Conference.
We are so excited to show you some more.
I am the founder and president of the Student Artists League. So as founder, I was the first one who envisioned the org. I really saw that we needed to improve the arts community here at Quinnipiac. And then as president, it's providing broad vision and direction for the org.
I'm the producer of City Speech, so I deal with all of the budget, the funds, basically anything that happens in pre-production or production, I kind of deal with.
So the main goal of the Arts Leadership Conference was to basically gather all of the visual and performing arts leaders here, but not only leadership, but this is open for the entire Quinnipiac community. Anyone who's interested in learning more about the arts, learning more about student work on campus. We have a variety of students who are here at this event today, we have an all-female senior capstone film group, Sadie's Speech. And so we want to give attention to that. I think it's important that we have female representation in the arts, in the media. And they're going to give a panel today. We have Ronnie Donnell, who's a photographer, fantastic work. He's going to give us some insight into his process. And then we have Michael Hanley, who is a singer and songwriter here on campus, who's going to perform some songs.
When Sean asked us if we wanted to participate, we all were like really excited because we promote that we're an all-female group, but we like didn't think anything of it. But then when he kind of said this hasn't really been done before and we want to highlight that, it just felt really cool to be recognized and also to be able to promote and share our story and be able to just talk about our experience and our journey.
I noticed that there's so much more potential that we can do in the arts at Quinnipiac. There's a lot of talented students here. There are a lot of student artists here. What we want to do is to uplift that, to make it thrive. I was taught that whenever you go somewhere, you always want to leave the place better than when you found it. If I come here in Quinnipiac and I see like there's so much potential, I don't do anything about it. I'm missing the 1% that I can give of myself onto this community.
One thing I always say is that my comm classes are harder than my business classes, and no business major ever like agrees with that because they think that comm is, a lot of times it's watered down to be something that's so simple. So I think it's important to kind of show all of the work that goes into these projects and the creativity that's needed. It's good to show the arts and just how they are as challenging as most other majors as well, and there's still a lot of work that goes into them.
We had so much fun covering this event today. Thank you so much to Sean and Jess for chatting with us.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
HBO Max's new hit series, The Last of Us, which is based off the hit video game, has dominated entertainment news this week. Let's see what AJ, Alex, Gigi, and I think of this show compared to the game.
Hey, hashtag, it's AJ.
And it's Michael.
It's Alex.
And Gigi.
And we're going to be talking about the similarities that we found in The Last of Us, the video game, and the show.
And we're here to tell you the key differences between the video game as well from the TV show.
There are similarities in the relationship between Joel and Sarah, with Sarah's death being almost identical in the show as it is in the game. Another really important relationship to look at is Joel and Tess, and while there are differences, it's clear that they value honesty and they share a really close relationship, just like they do in the game.
So one of the key differences between the video game as well from the show is how they handle Tessa's death. In the video game, it's not directly on screen. Your character, you'd have to walk up the stairs and go through a path to actually see it, when compared to the show, we actually see it from a first-hand perspective of her death and how that impacts her character. Now, did this work for you? Did you like it? What did you think about this?
Yeah, this worked really well for me. Like, it was nice to actually see Tessa's death, so you have that more emotional impact.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know about that feature until like a couple days after I finished the game. Someone told me.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see her death, and I liked how like she blew up the building.
Something that I was able to find actually was that the showrunners and creators left a lot of hidden details for those who watched carefully and were big fans of the show and the game. And one of these details is actually a shot-for-shot remake of the car getaway scene, which is an absolutely incredible homage to the gameplay. And we can thank production designer Craig Mazin for these, who also actually worked on the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, which had a lot of scenes of desolation and decay and large cityscapes being broken down. And we can see a lot of these techniques and little details being used in The Last of Us as well.
By far the biggest difference between the game and the show thus far is Billy and Frank's relationship. In the game, Joel and Ellie meet up with Billy and they scavenge for car parts, and you only hear about Frank by mention. You find a note he left behind before leaving. But in the show, you actually see Frank, and it shows Billy and Frank's entire relationship.
Yep.
And it's just really nice to, honestly, one of the best love stories told, in my opinion.
Those were our favorite similarities.
That's all our key differences between HBO Max's The Last of Us and the video game. Hope you enjoyed. Back to the desk.
There has been so much happening in the reality TV world. Here to catch us up on America's guilty pleasure is Marcus Ferreira. What do you have for us, Marcus?
Thanks, guys. It's been real this week, so let's jump right into our first story. Netflix's upcoming Squid Game The Challenge, a reality show version of the original hit show Squid Game, is set to have the biggest cast and cash prize in reality history. Unfortunately, it seems this record-breaking scales led to some horrific problems for the show's 456 contestants, all playing for a tantalizing $4.56 million prize. 3 contestants spoke to Variety magazine for an article published on February 3rd. They were promised that the show's first challenge, the iconic game of red light, green light, would require them to hold poses for 2 minutes at a time. Once the challenge started, however, contestants found they were holding poses for 10, 15, and even 26 minutes at a time, made even worse by them only being allowed to wear tracksuits in the 0 degrees Celsius weather. One of the show's players, Jenny, spoke about the experience, saying, quote, "I've never been that cold for that long a period in my life. We couldn't feel our feet or our toes." The challenge ended with 228 contestants eliminated, and it is currently unknown what future challenges will hold for the remaining 228. Sylvester Stallone, well known for his roles in films such as Rocky, Rambo, and Spy Kids 3D Game Over, is finally breaking into the most real genre possible, reality TV. On Thursday, February 2nd, Paramount Plus announced The Family Stallone, an 8-part reality series set to release this spring exclusively on the streaming service. The show's press release reads, quote, "After playing some of the most legendary characters in cinematic history, 3-time Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone is ready to give cameras access to what he would consider the greatest role of his lifetime, Dad," end quote. In addition to Stallone himself, the series will also give viewers a peek into the lives of his wife Jennifer Flavin and his 3 daughters, Sophia, Sistine, and Scarlett. The press release made no mention of his eldest child Sergio, who was born when Stallone was with his first wife, Sasha Zack. The Real Housewives of New York City legacy isn't looking so real lately, as contract negotiations with its cast have reportedly collapsed. Reports from January 30th claim that the show, which was intended to be a reboot of The Real Housewives of New York City but with its original cast, has no plans on continuing development after its planned cast rejected their offers. This was apparently because they weren't being offered enough money or guaranteed enough appearances in episodes. The show would have featured beloved cast members such as Luann de Lesseps, Ramona Singer, and Sonja Morgan, to name a few. The original show's newer seasons featured changing casts that seemed to be getting along worse and worse. Legacy, which would have aired alongside the main series, aimed to be a reboot with its more beloved original cast members, but these plans have entirely fallen through. Sources claim that the TV network Bravo is moving forward with a never-say-never attitude, hinting towards a potential revival, but there have been no official statements as of now. That's all I have for this week's hashtag Let's Get Real, so let's get back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Marcus. I don't know about you, Michael, but I've been looking for some new music. Luckily, Emma Dinnan is here to tell us all about the up-and-coming band Max Saturn.
got it, boys. They got it.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
We're back with the Hollywood News Update, and here to spill all the latest West Coast entertainment news is Michael Rada.
Thanks, guys. Jumping right into our first story. The 64th Grammy Awards were held last night, and they were hosted by The Daily Show host Trevor Noah. Some of the highlights included Harry Styles winning Album of the Year, Lizzo winning Record of the Year, and Kendrick Lamar winning Best Rap Album. Notable records were broken yesterday in that Beyonce is now the artist with the most Grammy wins, with her total now being 32. Also, Viola Davis made history as now she is now an EGOT winner, with her winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. She won last night for Best Audiobook Narration and Storytelling for her memoir Finding Me. What do you guys think of the winners last night? Did any win surprise you?
Well, Michael, I think the Grammys last night was a success. It was really interesting to see who took home those awards, and it's very much well-deserved, especially Viola Davis. I mean, that woman is amazing. What do you think?
Yeah, no, like I definitely agree that like all the singers, they were well deserved of their prizes. But the one thing I will say, but like the songs that were given awards to, like it seems like they always choose songs that you've never heard about. Like it's like you hear the song on TV and it's like, what is that? And then I'll text people, it's like they never heard of it either.
Yeah, that's interesting perspective to have because I definitely was familiar with some of them. But Michael, what do you have to say?
I don't think it's any surprise that Beyonce has that many, and I think a lot of the wins last night, a lot of people saw coming. Like, it was no surprise. On to our next story is that today is musician Rick Astley's birthday, and with that birthday comes a lawsuit. Astley is suing rapper Young Gravy for impersonating him in his single Betty. Astley's lawyers said, quote, "The public could not tell the difference. The imitation of Mr. Astley's voice was so successful, the public believed it was Mr. Astley." Matthew Hari, aka Young Gravy, claims that he spoke to Rick Astley about the song, but his lawyers say that those claims are false. This case brings up again the debate of copying versus inspiration. What do you think of this court case and the age of plagiarism today? Does sampling other artists' work go too far?
So it definitely all depends on the context and like what's being copied. Like I do get Rick Astley's frustration, but I think in this instance, like, all he did was just mimic one line. So I think that this was a pretty harmless instance.
Yeah, and I think, this goes for any type of art. I think as long as you give credit where credit is due and make sure you honor those who definitely started the song or made something, that's always important.
Yeah, no, like, he may have not gotten the credit this time, but, I mean, it was just one line, so I don't think it was, like, a huge, huge deal.
Yeah.
But
What do you think, Michael?
I think all art is like derived from other art, but this is just a different scenario because he's just mimicking him, and I don't really know if he's ever going to let this down. Up next, we have that last month it was announced that Training Day and Southpaw director Anton Fuqua will be making a Michael Jackson biopic. Now, we finally have a casting for the record-breaking pop star, his nephew, Jafar Jackson. He is the 26-year-old son of Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine. Jafar is a singer in his own right, putting out multiple singles in the past couple years. Michael Jackson's mother said, quote, "Jafar embodies my son. It's so wonderful to see him carry on the Jackson legacy of entertainers and performers." The film is being made by Lionsgate and Jackson's estate, so the controversy surrounding Jackson will probably be shied away from. What do you guys think of Jafar playing his uncle and the biopic as a whole? Do you think the film will cover the controversy behind Michael Jackson's behaviors?
I'm really excited to see how this movie comes out, and I think it was really awesome that they kept it within the Jackson family. So overall, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, and like people say he has his uncle's voice, so I mean, who better to cast than his own relative? But I mean,
yeah.
What do you think? I mean, in terms of the controversies, it is no matter what people are going to be pissed off. But what do you think, Michael?
Yeah, just like you said, Michael, like it's going to annoy half the audience either way. But that's all I have for this Hollywood News update. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here.
Wait.
What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
I just watched the Netflix original movie, You People. Here's what I thought and have an inside look of all the drama behind the scenes. Hey hashtag, it's Liv here, and I'm here to give you a movie review about the movie called You People on Netflix. And if you haven't heard the news already, Netflix is cracking down on password sharing, so make sure you tune in before you can no longer use your best friend's account. Alright y'all, let's get right into it. The movie You People stars Jonah Hill as Ezra, a white Jewish man, and Lauren London as Amira, a black Muslim woman. The two meet by accident because of uber confusion, but end up actually falling in love with one another. But there's a catch. The two must figure out a way to unify their families and navigate through difficult conversations about race, religion, class, and customs. This movie is also super important because it's Lauren London's first film that she's been in after the death of her love, Nipsey Hussle, who was also a very influential California rapper. She was also on the Jimmy Fallon show last week where she talked about what it was like to film with Jonah Hill alongside her other cast members. And it was super cool and amazing just to see how much she was smiling and happy to be back on the big screen. I personally really enjoyed that Eddie Murphy was also a part of this movie because we know him for his very comical roles in the past, and it was great to see how he transitioned from this tough father role to ending up being accepting and trusting in his daughter as she makes these decisions about her love life, and so does Ezra's family. Some people also felt like this movie was a flop, such as Twitter user Mo, who says, quote, "This You People movie on Netflix is the worst movies I've seen in my life," end quote. While others feel like the movie was awesome, like Twitter user Zuzu Bell, who said, quote, "This is a great rom-com for the new dating age," end quote. I definitely think there are two differing opinions here, but we are here to say that I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. It was nice to see how much chemistry that the two had, and I also loved just how much they poured into each other as they worked and navigated through the relationship, through family issues, and overall just demonstrating that love is really special and important. When you find that somebody, you just kind of knew. You just kind of know. Well, hashtag, I hope you enjoyed this movie review. Definitely tune in, and I'm going to kick it back to the desk.
This week we are playing hashtag Debate That, where we'll be debating which of our favorite shows is best. Let's get started.
All right, so it looks like we got Bob's Burgers and South Park.
South Park all the way.
What? No way. I definitely think Bob's Burgers.
I don't hate Bob's Burgers, but it's just so bland. Like, South Park just has a lot more personality to it. Like, it's just, Bob's Burgers is just, like, bland. Like, I'm a lot more invested in South Park.
Oh, and I'm actually going to have to disagree because Bob's Burgers has some interesting characters like Louise, her brother Gene, and I think it's such a nice and inviting show to watch, especially about families.
Yeah, but can you name another show that writes, voice acts, and animates all in under 6 days every single week?
You know, you might have me there. All right, let's try the next one. So it looks like we have How I Met Your Mother and Modern Family.
All right, so I may have a soft spot for Modern Family since I used to watch it with my family all the time as a kid, but I'm gonna have to go with How I Met Your Mother. It's like next to Always Sunny, it's my favorite sitcom. It's just nice and wholesome. It's like Friends, only better.
And I love Modern Family. I think the Dunphy family are definitely a great group to hang out with.
I love. Yeah, well, moving up next to Motivational Monday.
In the words of Tabitha Brown herself, hello there. The actress, social media personality, and vegan food enthusiast celebrated her 44th birthday over the weekend. Miss Tab, who first began making food reviews on social media, is now Emmy-nominated and a 2-time New York bestseller. Her growth and popularity for her motivational talks and children's show, Tab Time, are just some of Miss Tab's achievements. As she says best, have the most amazing day, but even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up somebody else's, you hear?
There's nothing like seeing 4 members of your favorite band come back together. This week, Beatles members Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr reunited Party, What a Time We Had. Starr shared a video of him and McCartney dancing at Paul's daughter Stella McCartney's Los Angeles party. In the video, McCartney, 80, leans in from an embrace as the pair applaud and dance to Andy Stagen's 1976 disco smash, Young Hearts Run Free, showing that old age can't stop their dancing. Starr took to Twitter, "Man, this beautiful day is getting better and better. We were at the Stella McCartney roller skating party. What a time we had to go get them. Paul, peace and love," end quote.
That's all we have for this week on Hashtag That.
Make sure to follow us on our social media accounts to stay up to date.
I'm Olivia Barrios Johnson.
And I'm Michael Katzwin. Thank you for watching Hashtag That. From the producers, talent, and everyone working hard behind the scenes, thank you for watching. We will see you again next week.